Very excited to introduce our panel today. We have with us Nicole. Nicole is a certified nutrition specialist and licensed nutritionist in the state of Minnesota. She has 2 years of experience working with clients as part of a nutrition team and was hired right after graduation by her CNF supervisor. She also volunteers for the American Nutrition Association as the student liaison, helping to guide the ANA student ambassadors across the nation and encourage student participation in the ANA. She's in the process of starting her own private practice and also working on publishing some research reviews. We'll also have Ryan, who is a chiropractor working in beautiful Vancouver, BC. He is working on a global health promotion project as well with Global Peace Network to improve physical rehabilitation services in East Africa. We also have Kathy, who graduated from UWS in 2015. Since then, she has been running her full-time clinical practice at Home Nutrition and Wellness Center, where she focuses on applying the functional medicine model to client care and gets amazing results. She also works as an adjunct faculty at UWS and is the instructor in the Nutrition Practice Strategies course. All right, we are going to get started today asking them a few questions. Again, you're welcome to submit questions of your own. We'd be happy to, integrate those. But we're going to get started with a question to Kathy. Kathy, will you get started by answering how did you integrate the human nutrition and functional medicine knowledge and skills into your practice?
All right, so the thing that I love about the Human Nutrition and Functional Medicine program at University of Western States is it really gives us such an in-depth knowledge of each system of the body that's represented on the functional medicine matrix. It's so deep, it's so beyond something that you would get in a weekend seminar that it really enables me to address the underlying imbalances that clients have. And really, and also the other thing about the human nutrition program is the level of biochemistry we get. So not only do we have a deep understanding of gastrointestinal imbalances, detox imbalances, but we really have an in-depth understanding of the biochemistry of any recommendation we make to a client. And those two things combined in clinical practice helps me to develop personalized nutrition programs. I know a lot of practitioners I see promoting protocols, that they're teaching at weekend seminars, but the training that we get at University of Western States enables us to really personalize protocols per each patient, and it just the results speak for themselves. And when you get those good results for someone, it's so rewarding to see the end results in your clients. So I integrated into my practice by doing an in-depth consultation, really organizing everything in my thoughts and on the functional medicine matrix, and then being able to follow up with a second visit where I give all my findings, explain everything to my clients, and then start them on an individualized protocol, and follow up with all the support they need, whether that be through motivational interviewing, tweaking their program for it to be very personalized.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Ryan, you're a chiropractor. Would you mind telling us a little bit about how you integrate these skills into your practice?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for the question. So I'm probably just going to echo a lot of what Kathy just said, but for me, it's really just changed my, framework for how I'm approaching patients, and maybe just taking a step back to look more from this holistic perspective, and looking at some of the earlier contributing factors that might be playing a role in how somebody is presenting. And so it's often asking questions related to lifestyle, like how they're sleeping and how they're moving and what their stress is like and what kind of stress coping mechanisms they have, and what kind of relationships do they have, and are they supportive, and all these other questions that we've learned through the program that can help build this bigger picture of the person who's in front of you, and other things that might be contributing to what they're feeling. And so I think it's really helped in that way, and just broadening my lens through which I'm approaching a patient, and integrating some of those lifestyle factors, especially into care. And so not just doing some of the physical medicine stuff, but giving some recommendations outside of that as well. So
thank you so much.
Brian,
we're actually going to stick with you for a second. How did you
Sure.
become interested in human nutrition and functional medicine?
Yeah, it's a good question. In school, we had several nutrition classes in the chiropractic program, and I enjoyed those classes and did okay in them, but I always felt like I could learn more, could know more to help patients better. I always felt it was a bit of a weakness for me, and so I thought to address that weakness, I would just dive straight into this master's program and see if I could improve it. And one of the professors at Western States in the Chiro program always said that your scope of knowledge should be bigger than your scope of practice. So I thought that I would try to broaden my scope of knowledge just so that I could help my scope of practice as well. So it was just addressing a weakness essentially and seeing if I can make that stronger.
That is great perspective. Thank you for that. We're going to go on to our next question. Kathy, I'd love if you would let us know. I know you wear several different hats. What does a typical workday look like for you?
Okay, so I have a brick and mortar physical location where I see clients in person. And so I typically work Monday through Thursday full time in my clinical practice. And so a typical day will just be me seeing clients one-on-one, sometimes back-to-back. So I really appreciate the other component of functional medicine model, which is gathering ourselves as practitioners, has really helped me as a practitioner also in that area. And so what happens for me is I will be busy with clients and I have an assistant and I know I can see what's going on in my office, that she is busy also the whole day answering phone calls, booking new clients, rescheduling people. I have, actually in my camera, I have supplements in my office. People are coming in during the day all day buying supplements. So it's a busy practice, 5 years out now since graduation, with a constant stream of clients. So yesterday I saw 8 clients back to back, all follow-up appointments. And that was Monday. I had a full day. Then on Wednesday, what I do is I attend a business networking luncheon. So I did that today, and then I saw a few clients through the afternoon, some follow-ups and a new client, and now I'm doing this. So I like that. I like being able to kind of switch hats too. But and so not only do I have clients coming in buying supplements, but then some people are buying them through like an online apothecary that you can set up, and that creates additional streams of income to help support having a physical location and being in clinical practice.
Wow, thank you so much for that insight, and thank you so much for being here and fitting us into that busy schedule. That is an incredible day, but it sounds like you get so much done and get to impact so many lives.
Yeah, thanks.
Nicole, I would love to hear from you. So you mentioned that you have your CNS licensure. How did you decide to pursue licensure?
So I live in Minnesota, and in order to practice medical nutrition therapy, you must be licensed. And in order to be licensed in my state, it had very similar requirements as the CNS certification, which is the Certified Nutrition Specialist. So it was fairly easy to obtain after earning my CNS. I decided to pursue both licensure and the CNS so that I could more easily work in other states. The board for the CNS and the American Nutrition Association, they both advocate for CNSs to be able to work in other states and are pushing to gain recognition in all states, just like registered dietitians. So I've been able to work remotely with clients in many states since the laws are constantly evolving. So obtaining my CNS was my #1 goal. And then licensure was an additional requirement for my state that I found to be just incredibly useful when applying for jobs, opening up practitioner accounts, and all this other stuff with a virtual practice. So I have to say that UWS gave me the knowledge and the investigative skills, and the CNS process gave me that clinical experience I needed. So I basically just kind of went for both licensure and CNS to cover all my bases.
Ryan, we're going to hop back to you. I would love to know, and thank you, Nicole, for that answer. I really appreciate it. I would love to know, Ryan, what is your favorite part of your job?
Wow, it's a big question. There's a lot of favorite parts. And so, I mean, in chiropractic, I guess my favorite part is just the patients. I mean, just being able to interact with people and see people through a period of care is exciting. And oftentimes you get to see people go from this period of pain state to feeling better. So just helping somebody feel better physically is rewarding, and building that relationship with them is also rewarding. And so that kind of connection on an individual level is definitely a favorite part of my job. And I mean, in some of the other work I do, I teach at a small nutrition school here, so I get to share some knowledge, which is exciting. And the best part of that is just the questions I get from students, which always makes me think, because often I don't have the answers. And then some of the global work I do is just being able to talk to people from different cultures and get different perspectives is another. I mean, just more, I guess, going back to relationships and just seeing people in different settings is definitely a favorite part of my job.
I'll tell you, Ryan, talking to all the different people is also my favorite part of my job. I echo exactly what you were saying. Here for the HNFM program, we talk to people with extraordinary backgrounds. Some of them are very obviously connected to human nutrition, functional medicine, but plenty of them are people who have found their way to functional medicine and nutrition through their own varied stories. And I feel very lucky that I get to hear them all. So this is my small pitch. You'll hear it again later. To feel free to call us at our office. We would love to chat with you about your specific circumstances, your background, and how our human nutrition and functional medicine program might be for you. Nicole, I'm going to hop over to you and ask you the same question. What is your favorite part of your job?
Oh gosh, I guess getting to know people, but solving puzzles. I really enjoy getting to know an individual's whole story, mapping everything out, putting the pieces together, working with them in a therapeutic partnership to get their bodies working properly, and not just throwing a bunch of supplements at them. I guess also knowing how to read and interpret the research in relation to clients and their conditions has been an incredibly valuable part of my job, and something that I wouldn't say perfected, because it's always a learning process, but I learned a lot about it at UWS. So.
That is fantastic. You mentioned that you love solving the puzzle of how to make somebody feel better. I am now going to ask you, if you could you share a success story from somebody that you were able to help, somebody you saw that helped improve?
Sure. So one of my clients had Barrett's esophagus, and I used what I learned in Dr. Harleck's gastrointestinal class. And at her 6-month follow-up, the doctor said there was no sign of Barrett's. And of course, he said, oh, the omeprazole must be working. But I strongly feel that maybe functional medicine and nutrition and the lifestyle changes we did had something to do with it. But you never know.
We're going to give you the credit you deserve, Nicole. That is great to hear. And actually, Nicole, you're going to round us out. If anybody else would like to throw in their experience for this next one, please, of course, let me know. But I would love to know, just simply put, what was your most impactful course during your time at UWS? I know you mentioned a couple when we chatted earlier. I'd love to hear more.
Yeah. So like I said, there are many, but if I had to choose just one, I would have to say Dr. Harleck's GI course. I still refer to my slides and notes daily. I literally wrote every word down that he said in his lectures. It took me forever to get through them, but I definitely use those every day. His course is light years ahead of what is taught anywhere else, and his clinical pearls are incredibly effective. And I will never give up my subscription to his probiotic advisor. And I just have to shout out I can't choose just one. Dr. Zwicky's immunology course was also incredibly impactful. Her ability to teach and break down the concepts of the immune system, that just had a lasting impact on the way I look at things with each client. So.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, unless anybody else would like to share, we are actually going to say goodbye to our alumni. It's so sad, but thank you so much for coming and sharing those stories with us. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective with us.